Hello again. My name is Tanner and this is Cyclops Recording. Today I'm going to be showing you the little amateurish gear that I use for my music production. I've been making music for about 5 years now, and truth be told, I haven't spent a whole lot of money on any of the gear. If you want to know what I make, you can listen now. And now. So I think most expensive gear I ever bought was this little Complete Control keyboard over here. And I probably use that maybe once a month at this point. So I think after I realized that, I really put the brakes on spending money on gear. Not just because I never really had the budget for it, but it is more than you need a lot of the time. Oh, there it is. My eye just farted. I don't know if you heard that in the mic. This is every day. Now, I wouldn't say I'm upset with the purchase, but especially at the time that I got it, the money really could have been used elsewhere. But anyways, on to the first one. We got the Apex 415B. This is the main mic I use to record vocals and flute. I think I got this in a starter kit back in probably first or second year university when I was just kind of dabbling. And so this is a large condenser microphone with 3 polar patterns. We got the cardioid, the bidirectional and omnidirectional, as well as also has a -10 dB cut and a low shelf here. And in the same package, it actually came with this little cage that you can put it in. It's actually so old, I've lost the elastics for the bottom. So it doesn't quite sit in there as snugly as before, but you just don't jostle it around too much and then there isn't any really issue. Next are the Shure SRH 840 headphones. Decent price, fairly flat frequency response for the limits of closed back microphones. No issues. I probably didn't need to spend as much as I did at the time, but I had money at the time and I was working, and it had a higher number than the other headphones. I think that was a large contributor into me buying it. To be honest, big number go up. Now, I do find these comfortable. However, the cups are a little shallow and my ears are fairly large. So keep that in mind if you are going to buy these ones and you also have large ears. After a while, it does kind of scratch the cartilage up top a bit. So get poofier ones if you need them. Next, we're looking at this baby. This is the Korg Micro Key Air. This is a 32 key little MIDI keyboard. I bought it because it was the cheapest one I could find online that also had 2 mod wheels as well as a, where are you? As well as a assignable switch, which is more or less, for my purposes, just a pedal. I just wanted a little keyboard with the pedal. Works perfectly fine, although it was advertised as a Bluetooth, and that has yet to be proved to me. So if you find a way to do that, please let me know in the comments. Moving on, we got the Zoom H4n Pro. This is an audio field recorder, which I bought initially for the podcast we were doing. It worked wonderful at. And then after that, I've just been using it for field recordings myself or any samples I want to do when I walk around, just coming at ambient tracks. I think I took a couple when I was in Mexico. You just record anything. It's got a lot that you can do on it, but pretty easy to use for just the base features. But if you want to spend your time, you can really dig in. Now the laptop I'm using is a 2018 MacBook Pro. It has the touch bar at the top that I think a lot of people hate. I don't necessarily care either way. Apparently it hurts performance, but it's a 5-year-old laptop at this point. Everything's gonna be shit. It works fine though. I think the biggest gripe I've ever had was just that I think on OS Catalina, they stopped using 32-bit programs. Like you just couldn't use them anymore. So I was kind of stuck for a couple of years. I made the upgrade now, so now I don't get to use illegal cracks. And I don't know. I figured it was time to move on. So the audio interface that I'm using is the Steinberg UR22 Mark II. There's nothing super crazy about this one. It's more or less just a base copy of the Focusrite Scarlett. I don't want to say copy because I don't know which one came first, but they're pretty much the same thing. Entry level, have almost identical features. I think it was slightly cheaper when I bought it. It was on sale, so I got it, and the Volt didn't exist, so there was only 2 options that I really chose from at the time, and it works fine. Haven't had any issues. There's nothing really remarkable about it. It is just a chill little beginner audio interface. Yeah. allowed to see this shit. Cable wrapping job. I gotta redo it for you. I don't know. Eyes closed. Well, eyes not looking. So next, we got what should hopefully be obvious, but if you're brand new, you should know that you will need XLR cables. If you did find it obvious, I'm only saying this as a PSA to most folk out there. If you can buy slightly more premium cables, it may be worth it. I dug these out because I wanted to show you. This one says Cable Matters on it. I think it was the Amazon Basics version of them at the time, at least. These, for my purposes, were unusable, and I didn't realize that until I think probably 4 months down the road. I didn't realize I was getting hundreds of audio artifacts. I thought the guy was just rubbing the fucking mic on his face, which he honestly was, and that wasn't amazing. But the reason that we're having issues was these shitty XLR cables. So if you're able to spend a little bit extra money, it is, I want to tell you, worth it. You will not make the same mistakes I have. Literally like $10 extra per cable. It's fucking worth it. Just do it. Now, the speakers I'm using are the KRK VXT8s with a Dynaudio 12-inch sub. These are the big brothers to the KRK Rockets, those infamous little bastards that everyone loves to hate. They have similar issues of bass boosting, and they actually have like some weird grounding issue where you'll hear a little static hum when they're not playing anything. But they also have an auto mute feature, so within the next like 2 minutes of you not using them, they'll just turn off. So I don't find that's a huge issue, and the issues with the frequency response can be subdued if you use plugins. SonarWorks offers a plugin called Sound ID Reference. Obviously it's extra money at the spend, but it will literally take whatever frequency response you put into it and flatten it out. Oh, again, little eye fart. Classic. Fucking classic. So yeah, not the best speakers in the world, but I'm not complaining. When I didn't have speakers, these were, I think, heavily on sale, so I got them, and yeah, I'm still happy with them. Now the next thing on the list is the Insignia USB hub. I think it's important to have a powered USB hub. It takes a lot of load off your CPU, especially when you're using several external devices or high CPU programs. You want to save as much as you can for the computer to do. So if you have something powered, obviously, I mean, just get a better product. You'll get more load taken off of what your computer has to do. My eye has been burning all day, baby. Now, the last thing, I have sound baffles, homemade sound baffles around the walls. You don't need them if you're using headphones all day, but eventually if you want to bring it up to speakers, you're gonna want to treat your room in some way. You can just use a large like moving blanket. If you drape it along your walls, that'll be fine. But these look a little bit nicer at the very least, and you can make them yourself. All you really need is MDF or wood, some fabric, insulation, and a drill, and you can make your own for a couple $100, and they don't look too bad, I think. They're holding up pretty well over the years. It's one of those things where if you look too long and too closely, you'll see every single mistake, but you know, just treat them for what it is. You know, it's a cheap way to treat your room, and even the untrained ear, if you put them up in appropriate places, will notice a huge difference in the sound floor just dropping, going from the living room to your bedroom. It is actually a huge difference. It will shock you the first time you hear it after putting these up. No joke. And that's it. These are the items I've been using for the last 5 years of my music making career. The upgrading process, intentionally, I've been taking a long time with. You don't really need a whole lot to make it. The more you get, the less you learn, I kind of find. I think I often get into the trap of buying something new and then never using it. So if you're going to buy something new, try and rent it first, I'd say. At least have like a use case for it, I think, and then you'll be good. I think the reason I'm not too upset with this keyboard is that I do one day want to start learning piano again and building up the chops that I had when I was back in university. But until I have the time to do it, it's going to sit around. And I'm okay with that. So if you liked what you saw, I'll leave links in the description for where you can find some of these items. And if you want to see the plugins or video gear that I use, you know, let me know down in the comments and I'll make another video for you. Thanks. Peace.